your chest, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am doing a pop-off Valentine's Day set. And my cuticles were really grown out, so normally I don't do any type of prep, but I decided to push them back. And then I go in with 2 coats of Macart Peel Off Base. This is what I've just found that works better for me. And I make sure not to get it on my skin and make sure that it's covering the whole nail. I cure in between each coat, obviously. And then also I've noticed that sometimes some tips or glues don't want to adhere to the base coat, the peel off base coat. So I will go in with 1 coat of a matte top coat. Excuse me. And then I will go ahead and cure that. And then we go in and I glue on my tips. And again, this is, I've been doing more pop-off sets, so I'm just kind of finding what works for me. And again, normally when I would do a pop-off set, I wouldn't file like the little wings that you see right there on the tips. But I started doing that because they would come through and, you know what I'm saying? And it would just, even though it was a pop-off set, I still wanted it to look good. So I do go in and I very carefully will file. I didn't show that part, I don't think. I'll file kind of the sticking up wings. And then, or maybe I haven't done it yet. I just haven't done it yet. But okay, so I'll do that and I'll try really hard not to get my, where I have my peel off base and just literally thin out the wings of the nails. But just in case I do happen to file into the matte and the peel off base coat, I do go and put 1 more layer of the peel off base coat just over my, okay, so I do it right here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm trying, you know, to really just stay on the nails and to make it so where it doesn't poke out when I do some acrylic, especially if I'm doing ombres. I didn't do an ombre in this one, but anyway. So yeah, so just in case I end up getting part of where I don't want to file, I do go in and put 1 more layer of Macart Peel Off Base, and I put it on my nail, and then I put it like just barely over the nail tip. So that way everything is like sealed essentially, I guess. So yeah, I go ahead and do that. And then this video is definitely sped up. It is a really cute little Valentine's Day set. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I asked Brad to pick out my set for me. And as you guys see in the thumbnail, it's a red set. I never wear red. I don't think red looks good on me. And I was thinking he'd pick, you know, a cute little pink and white heart set or whatever. No, he picks red. And he said, well, you never wear red. And I said, yeah, for a reason. But anyway, so I did this set that he chose. I did my version of it. I didn't have like red rhinestones and stuff. So anyway, I did my version and what I had with it. And it was really simple. It's really cute. And yeah, I'll kind of let you guys watch this application right here. This is the Elegance acrylic. I love this acrylic. It's it's not a fast set, but it's faster setting than other acrylics that I have. And I seem to work with it better. Especially with it being wintertime and it being cold. The faster setting acrylics are definitely nicer, but I just seem to work better with them. Slow setting acrylics, I've always had problems with them because I'm not patient enough, I guess, and I don't get them to that right consistency that you need to, you know, sculpt a nail out. So anywho, you guys, I am going to let you guys watch this. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, leave a comment, like this video, and what do you guys think of the new intro? I like it. But anywho, I'll be back. So just kind of chill out, pay attention, or not, whatever, and enjoy this application. All right, guys, I'm back. So I did want to talk a little bit about application. Of course, my application is not perfect, and I still am essentially like not practicing, but I'm still trying to work on it. And so one of the things that I found really helpful was to literally start like your bead placement, have a routine for it. So I usually pick up my first bead and I set it right here. If they're shorter nails, I'll set it, a little further up. And then I literally just work my way back. And then, so depending on how big the bead is, will depend on, exactly where I place it. But I try to picture how much acrylic I have and like how, like where I'm placing it, will that blend into the next one. Okay. And so I start off, my foundations are for the most part always the same. Like I put, so for longer nails, I'll put my first bead like in the middle of the tip. And then I go back a little to where the tip meets the natural nail. And then I come back and I do my cuticle bead. And depending on the exact placement of it, I might do an apex and then a cuticle bead. So I kind of stick to that, and then I go in and I add blending beads where they need to be at and where more structure needs to be. And so I just kind of do that. And I found for me, when I'm working closer to like the free edge of the nail, and I have like divots or, areas that need to be filled in, right here, I'll put it on this way, blend it back, and then blend it out. So to me, that has been like, that's how I blend my beads better. So yeah, I'll put it down. I don't always do it. I don't know. So yeah, when there's a divot or whatever, I will put it like this, and I will blend it up towards the cuticle, and then I will blend it down towards the free edge. So up, down, whatever, I don't know, I guess it depends on how you look at it. So, and then sometimes, when you're looking down the barrel of your nail, the very tip is not thick enough. And so when I go and put on my tip bead, I like to kind of scrape it off right here, and then I pat it to each side, and then I blend it back. And then sometimes I might need to, while it's setting up, blend it a little forward like this, and then I, cap off the edge. And again, I just keep looking at the nail from all different angles, and if I see where there needs to be any fill-in beads, I go and I do that. Of course, I am always striving to use less beads so that way it is faster. But regardless, I make sure that my structure is how I need it, and that I'm not putting too much acrylic on, because then you're just filing it all off, but then also putting enough throughout the entire nail to where you can file and get your nail even and properly structured. So I just kind of wanted to make a little note of that, you guys. It just, and like I said, so when nails are different lengths, it will, kind of change where I set the first bead or not, or how big of a bead I pick up the first time, just, but it essentially follows the same pattern. And when you do that with your application and your filing, when you follow the same pattern and same routine, your nails tend to turn out more uniform. And when I'm doing people's nails or my own nails, I do, each nail individually, but then I also look at my hand as a whole to make sure that they're all looking uniform. They're looking the same, because if you only look at one nail at a time, you can have a nail that looks really, really good, and then a couple nails that don't match that nail, they look different. I don't know how to explain it, but so anyway, really focusing on starting a routine or a pattern of where you lay your foundation acrylics, and then how you file will definitely help you. Well, it helped me. So if you're struggling with that, or you're struggling with your filing or whatever, just try to remember that, to find a routine that works for you. Some people start their filing with an e-file, and they seal the cuticles and do all that, and then they go in shape. I tried that before, and it didn't work out for me. I like to shape my nails first, and use my hand file first with the sides, and then also I take my hand file over the tops of the nails, shaping it and stuff, and then I go in with my e-file. So just it's really about finding what works for you. There's more proper ways to do things. Like there's more proper ways to lay acrylic and have a better acrylic powder ratio. But there isn't just one way that's correct. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, you want to get your ratio down, you know what I'm saying? But you don't have to follow a 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead, or a certain routine. Switch it up and find what works for you, but make sure that you're still, having a proper structure and apex, and you know what I'm saying? Just stress points and stuff like that. So, I guess I've been doing nails I looked back, for like 5 years now, dude. And I always say, yeah, I've been doing them for a couple years. And it's just weird to think that I've been doing them for 5 years. I didn't start out very consistently. Where I was living, I couldn't really use the monomer whenever I wanted to. So I had to do it like when nobody was home and there was time to air out the house and stuff like that. So that really slowed down my progress. But when I started practicing consistently and multiple days a week, and focus on like one thing at a time, because I would start focusing on a bunch of stuff in like one setting, and it just got complicated and it got confusing. And so just really focusing on my biggest suggestion for people that are just beginning is to invest in one acrylic brand, whether that be Mia Secret for your first time, or Dynamic, or Young Nails, whatever. Get a clear and a couple of nudes, and learn your liquid to powder ratio, and then how to build a nail properly. Like that's the first thing I would learn. I did not have that advice, and I started buying colored acrylics, all different types of brands, and I went with the ones that were cheaper. And so I was working with, not very good acrylics, and that really hindered my growth. Okay. And I can tell you now, doing people's nails, I don't ever reach for my colored acrylics unless I'm doing my nails, or once in a blue moon, I'll reach for a color or a glitter. And so I have hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of colored acrylics, and my nudes get reached for the most, or my clear, and then my gel polish. So when I first started doing people's nails, I really didn't have any gel polish. But now I definitely do, and I reach for those more than anything. And so yeah, just find one brand at first, and like I said, if your first brand that you try is like a Mia Secret or a Dynamic, that's fine. And if you feel like once you've got that down, and you want to try, maybe a better brand, once you know that you're gonna stick with it, because a lot of people, start doing nails and then they're like, fuck this, like this is just too much. So then you can move up, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you just find what works for you. Some people work really well with other acrylics that I can't work with, and vice versa. So just like, yeah, I don't know. If I could go back to beginner Rachel, this is what I would tell her. So yeah, just a little advice for you guys. And then, so for right here is my filing routine, you guys. Like I said, I go in with my hand file first, and I start with like the underneath. and then the sides doing the shape, and then I work from the sides to the center, getting that shape. Okay. And sometimes sometimes a nail might be just a little wonky, and so I'll do what I can with my hand file, and then when I go in with my 5-in-1, I do the cuticles, seal the cuticles, or just, make sure it's flush, whatever. And then if I need to go over the nail to maybe debulk an area, or just kind of finesse what my hand file wasn't getting too fast enough, then I do that. And then but yeah, so, and then also, like, when you're filing, you want to really make sure, like, for me, square is the easiest set because it's just straight angles, you know what I'm saying? But when you are filing, say, your free edge or the sides, you want to make sure that you're paying attention and really having a strong file. Flimsy, bendy files will get your shape off. And also, make sure that your file, like, you're throwing it away when it's done. Some files are one-time use. Well, I'm talking about on yourself, and other files you can use multiple times on yourself. But anyway, so make sure that you're bracing your file and that you're actually paying attention, and that you're filing straight. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's real easy to just think that you're filing straight, but when you actually, like, slow it down a little and watch, like, you're wonky and off, which then gets your shape off or not as crisp or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then also pay attention not to get notches where your natural nail and the tip meets, because that will create weak points in your structure. Yeah, so I don't know, just some little tips. I have a lot of new people on my channel. These are things I've explained before, but if they, are not watching my older videos, then here is this information now. I just started doing, like, these square nails on pop-offs. I am a coffin or a stiletto all the way. These nails look just extremely huge to me, and they need some Wegovy. But so I'm just trying new things, especially with my pop-off sets. I like to reach for things that I don't normally reach for. Stuff like that. So, like I said, I have so much nail stuff that I don't ever use. But I can't get myself to get rid of it because I cannot throw anything away. And then because it is used, I don't want to, like, do a giveaway with it or whatever and give people, like, half-used products. You know what I'm saying? So, or I don't want to, like, sell them because, again, they're used, and yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I just have a bunch of stuff that I don't use, but I might one day, a client might want it. Like, there have been times where I've gotten rid of some things to another nail friend, and things I've never used, had for 2 years, never used, and then literally 2 months later someone wanted it, and I was like, damn. So, but anywho, yeah, so we are V, as you guys know, my pit bull, she is 9 years old, and we have been wanting to get her a friend. We were originally wanting to get a puppy. That way it was small and she could kind of, show it the ropes and be the alpha, I guess, in the pack. But there's a situation where there's a beautiful pit bull cane corso mix, and he has now bounced around to two different homes. They're my neighbors, and he is just over a year old. And he is so sweet. He is such a good dog. But people just haven't had time for him. And so he definitely needs some work, some training, you know what I'm saying? But he's such a good dog, but he is a lot bigger than V, and V being so old and having bad knees and stuff like that, we are just taking time to introduce them And also, we're going to start working with him because it's a neighbor a couple doors down. So we are going to start working with him alone with just regular training and stuff, and introducing them, because I can't bring a dog into my home if it's going to hurt V. It wouldn't be intentional. He's such a sweet dog. He would never intentionally hurt her. But it would be like an accident from playing too hard or something. So anywho, that is kind of what's going on here. So it's exciting, and yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. He's a really good dog. It's definitely not the situation we wanted because he is so much bigger than her. And he's very strong. But he's a very good dog, and he's very eager to learn and to please. And so I think over the next like month or two, if we consistently work with him, on a daily basis or every other day, whatever, and introduce them, I think it'll be easier to, when we do bring him here full time, he'll have some obedience training, and also they will know each other. So we're just going to slowly start working on that. So that's been cool. He's such a sweet boy. I'll have to show you guys him soon. But okay, anywho, wow, I didn't realize I would blabber this whole time. So, okay, so we are done with our filing, and Frenchies is something I've really wanted to work on this year. So here we are doing some Frenchies. My Frenchies don't turn out bad, but they don't turn out how I want them to turn out. So yeah, anyway, I find it easier for me. I'm still kind of finding, how it flows better, but I always line the sides first. Always. Like I do the sides first. I've tried where you make a V or an A or whatever, stuff like that, but I just I do the sides, and then I kind of just go in and do whoop whoop. And then it's easier for me to see what the French is actually looking like when the nail is mostly filled in. So that's why I went ahead and filled it in, and then I started kind of perfecting the French. And then looking at it from different angles as well. So this one was my first one, and it discouraged me like a motherfucker. But then I just remember hearing me and Paige talking. Like I heard her in my voice and me in my head too, of it looks fine, just leave it alone. Like it's fine. It'll never be fucking perfect. The more you fuck with it, the worse it gets, and then you just got to start over. And I was not starting over with red. So eventually I was like, okay, whatever. It's not 100% perfect or symmetrical. It doesn't fucking matter. It's fine. So that's when I was just like, all right, leave it alone, make sure it's filled in. And then I always like to go in, you know how people will wipe the sides of their nails, to make sure because the polish gravity, you know what I'm saying, it falls to the sides or the tip or whatever. I like to go in with the brush one more time and just kind of re-wipe the sides off before I cure it. So I think for these I do it with the liner brush, but if I'm painting like a full nail, I'll paint all the nails, and then I go in one more time real quick and just kind of like swipe over the whole nail, so that way any like pooling or whatever doesn't ruin my shape. So that's definitely helped me as well. Yeah, this red was stressing me out. I was freaking holding my breath, and it was a hot mess, but yeah, eventually I was like, it's fine. So anyway, again, I start by doing my sides. And then I'll just go in and I just do swoop, swoop, and then try to kind of connect them, make them even, whatever. And then it's easier for me, like I said, to fill in the tip to just kind of see where it's uneven, I guess you could say. So I'm just kind of adding some in the corners right here. And then I will go in with the polish brush and finish like filling it in so that way I can see where I need to adjust it. And again, it's finding what works for you. So far, this has just been the easiest thing for me. Just kind of a whoop whoop and then touching it up, whether it's with a liner or a brush with acetone. So anyway, you guys, this polish is it's from Nail Reserve. It's called Red Addict, but that's from when they were Nail Addict or something. But it's a different name now. So anyway, this is just like their basic red. And then in the picture, my inspo picture, these were the tips were sugared with a red glitter, and I just don't like that look or feeling. And they also had red rhinestones in them, and I don't have red rhinestones, surprisingly. So I just went in with a red glitter over it. And again, glitters are a little tricky when you're painting them. So in here, I cut out some of it where I'm just kind of rearranging the glitters to make sure that it's a full coverage and there's not like gaps missing or spaces or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then also making sure that I keep my shape. But anywho, so yeah, like right here, I'm just kind of moving the glitter around to make sure that there's no like heavy glitter spots or, you know, little missing glitters and stuff like that. So anyway, this, I definitely liked how this glitter looked over it. It was super pretty. And then, so I go and do that. And then right now, I've skipped some nails doing some French tips. So the plan was to do nail art on my pointer and my ring. But it started getting late and I was getting hungry and dinner was done. And so that's why I'm doing it kind of off. And then, you see I go back in and redo the other ones. So I only do nail art on one nail and the rest are my Frenchies. So anyway, you guys, I do like to keep my mistakes in the videos just so people can kind of see the process and I don't know, my mistakes. Like sometimes I don't always get it on the first try, especially with nail art. And it's always the easiest things that give me the hardest time. Like right here. I was trying to get it a certain angle and it wasn't right. And look, it's just an X. Like how hard can a fucking X be? And I was like, no. And so, anyway, it's always the things that look easy that turn out to be the hardest for me. I don't know why. So anyway, you guys, I don't really think I have anything else to say. I just do some nail art and some more Frenchies. And, some of it I did forget to record. So you'll obviously see that, some of it was missing. But anyway, so, I am going to let you guys just finish up this video. I hope you enjoy this cute and easy Valentine's Day set. And yeah, so again, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications so you know when I post, leave a comment and like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.